show, the fast 5 things you need to know. We'll start your day off swirly, it's the toast. I sound amazing.
Welcome back to The Toast and happy Monday. Like, not to be so negative, but the last time we were all together, we were like so excited, celebrating Viernes, and like it's Lunes. And it's Lunes, and I don't know how to sort of grapple with the realness that is Lunes.
We were all so happy that day.
It's hard to imagine how terrible things would soon become.
I actually don't feel that way, not to be like toxically positive.
No, by the way, we're on the same page today.
That it's like a bright, chipper, happy day. I feel like it's a big week. We have a lot going on. I actually have like a lot of things happening today that are buoying me and like just distracting me from the fact and the case of the Mondays.
Yeah, I'm going to be toxically positive too. I saw a healer last night. Like, really, I don't even know what the best word to call this wonderful woman who came into my life, into my apartment, and gave me the rubdown of a lifetime. Now, it wasn't a massage. She is a doula. She is an herbalist. She's a masseuse. So it was like a breach session.
Okay, it wasn't Reiki?
And no. It was like
when
real.
When does the Reiki come in?
I think if I've gotten to the point of Reiki, it's time to give up, honestly.
Okay. Even though Lauren Bostic said Reiki flipped her baby.
Yes, and I told Dr. Fox that Lauren Bostic said that Reiki flipped her baby, and he said, that's amazing. Her baby was probably going to flip anyway.
But like, why
not to doubt Lauren Bostic.
Considering Reiki has a 100% chance of flipping Lauren Bostic's baby, why wouldn't you give it a shot? And at least then you could like come here and like tell us what's Reiki.
Yeah. At this point, I'm doing these like Eastern things simply so I have something to talk about on the toast because I don't get out of bed these days. Like it's really hard to like come up with fodder when you don't do anything.
And I imagine it's good for your relationship with Ben that you're taking an interest in his passions.
He was definitely jealous. When she came in, like I had never met her before. She had this amazing like nurturing energy. Like I immediately liked her. And so the session included we burned moxibustion, we did stretches and lots of massages. Like it was one of the best massages I'd ever gotten. And then afterwards she did some of like my physical therapy stretches with me. It's a pretty long session. And let me tell you, I'm feeling amazing. I don't know. I don't know if it worked. Like it probably didn't, like whatever.
But feeling amazing is feeling amazing. Like that seems like a good enough end goal as any.
I love Yiska. That was her name. She like seriously changed my life. She doesn't come into the city much. I was so lucky to get an appointment. I don't think I'll be able to see her again.
Do you think Ben is going to bring in his own healer and like you guys are going to have competing healers?
No, I think he's going to steal my healer. Like I could tell he was really vibing with her.
He would go like out of borough for a healer.
Yeah. So like she left me in the bedroom to like get undressed and she told me like how to lay. And I heard her and Ben in the kitchen like chit chatting. I could tell
he got her card.
He was moving in on my healer.
1,000%.
But I feel great. So that's my toxically positive. Don't expect this type of energy from me all week. You know, it comes and it goes. But I have to acknowledge that today I'm feeling toxically positive.
Do you think you're going to bring any of your newfound Eastern practices into your life post-pregnancy?
It's a good question because I have found them to be enormously helpful. Now, I don't have the issues that I have pregnant while not pregnant.
You got ish.
I definitely have issues. I think I would definitely be open to acupuncture, although I find the actual sessions of acupuncture like mind numbing. I know the whole point is like to unplug and relax. Like, and every session I'm like, how long can I go? I've never made it a whole session without my phone. Sorry. And I have AirPods in. When I'm doing really well, I get to like 40, 45 minutes. And then I'm like, oh my God, we still have 20 minutes left. I have to scroll TikTok. Like it's just insufferable. So I find it annoying, but I like the results.
Okay.
I feel like you would like acupuncture because you're like good with being alone with oneself.
It's true. I would cherish the time to be alone with my thoughts.
And just like being at peace. I find it extremely unpeaceful.
No, I do have desires to try acupuncture. That is on my list.
I know you're coming to New York. Maybe you should try my gal.
Yeah, maybe you're a healer too.
She's really hard to get in touch with. I don't think you could get in touch with Yiska.
Ben, but Ben could probably get me an appointment.
1,000%.
Lols.
So I'm feeling good. How's your weekend?
My weekend was great. Lots of fun was had. I'm trying to like remember what I did, but we just, we went to the bookstore, my favorite place.
Huge.
The bookstore is a great place to go as a parent and
Do
as
you
a reader.
feel right, but also as a like famous not only author but podcaster regarding books, when you walk into a Barnes & Noble, I imagine it's how I feel like when I walk into like a kosher restaurant. You're like, oh, these are my people.
Okay, but like they're not my people and it's hard. Like the literary world, like Actually, I don't feel like I'm the elk of the literary world.
Not at all.
Like, no one who works there is a toaster.
Or a redhead.
You know, my dream is to have like a redhead table of books. I thought you were going to say your dream is to have a redhead's bookstore. No, like I like to make money.
No, I know, but like the level, that's like Colleen Hoover. It's like you get so rich, like you have a bookstore as a passion project. Like who cares if it loses money? She has a really cute bookstore that's like, you know, idyllic with like the big chairs and coffee shop.
I would love to even have enough time to like go to the bookstore more. Like let's start with that as a goal, let alone starting my own. No, to have like a table at the bookstore. Like sometimes they have like a Hello Sunshine table or an Oprah's Book Club table where like all the books that they've chosen are on the table. And like all of the books that we read for the redheads, there were so many out on the floor. And I would love to have you guys know that's my dream already. To like walk into a bookstore and there's like a redhead's table.
Jackie, it sounds like you could DIY it yourself. Like just head over to the local bookstore, start collecting, print a little piece of paper. They have book tables everywhere. So just cover the table sign and put your redheads books.
Or I could like work with like maybe Barnes and Noble, they would kick me out, you know, like
Yeah, they're a little big for their britches, especially since Borders went out.
Yeah, but like maybe a smaller bookshop would love to work with me in that capacity.
You would love that.
You would love it. So it's always nice to go to the bookstore. I saw so many books that I wanted to read, but I have to be reading this like Lucy Score porno for the redheads.
I heard it's terrible.
What?
I heard it's terrible.
I haven't started.
I heard it's terrible.
From who?
I don't want to say.
No, tell me. Just tell me.
I saw it in the Redheads Facebook group.
Oh, they do love to say that about everything.
No, sorry. I saw it in our Patreon Facebook group. People being like, any redheads reading this book? It sucks.
That's so funny and painful because it's 500 pages. So like Lucy Score, you better don't do it. And
Lucy Score loves to write long smut books, and that's just not the vibe.
No.
We're not reading smut because we're looking for like an anthology.
Yeah, but I feel like she likes, like, I feel like you then get to say you read a 500-page book and like it gets up your page count for your Goodreads end of the year. Like she is helping out.
Yeah, but if I'm reading a 500-page book like that I can brag about, it ain't gonna be smut. It's going to be Demon Copperhead, which I don't know if I've mentioned this year. I did read.
What's the Demon Copperhead of this year, though?
That's a good question.
You know?
I had a like totally similar weekend in the sense that I like really did nothing. And I would have nothing to share except I started a show. And I started a show that me and Ben are so obsessed with. And we've been in a real rut. Like we started Nip Tuck. We didn't like it. We started, I liked it. Ben didn't. We started Friday Night Lights. Ben was like kind of not into it. We couldn't get a show. And then we started The Pit. Have you heard about The Pit?
No, but did you guys think about starting Royal Pains?
Okay, so what's funny is that right after our conversation on Friday is when me and Ben decided to start watching The Pit. The Pit is a medical show.
Okay.
And so I was posting about it on TikTok. I'm sure you didn't see. And everybody was like, not you watching a medical show. That's not Royal Pains.
I saw you posting about The Pit, but I didn't know it was a medical show.
And everyone's talking about it. So part of me was like watching it because I wanted to be relevant and cool. Like, yeah, I'm pregnant, but I'm still relevant. Like, I still know what's going on. And then I just really started to enjoy it. So it covers like a 12-hour shift in an emergency room. And it's just 12 episodes and every episode is an hour, you know? So you're like experiencing the whole shift with them. And it's a teaching hospital. So
it's just one shift.
Yes. And so obviously that doesn't sound enticing, but like all the patients end up like being connected, you know?
Okay.
It's really good. And it's a teaching hospital. And it kind of got me thinking. So a teaching hospital, like, I don't know if you know what that is, like where residents go. Like they have to in order to become a doctor, like you have to be a student, right? And it got me thinking, I don't like go to the hospital a lot, but like, I know it's like a part of.
If you got a resident.
Yeah. And so I think I've shared this story once that like in high school, I did like have an experience with a resident.
I think you have.
I had like an issue, like, I don't really want to get into my medical history, but like it was pretty in a personal area.
I know what it was. It
was in a personal area.
As personal gets.
And I had to have like a little procedure and I had to go to like the special doctor at a special hospital. And they were like, we have our residents. Do you mind if they observe? And like, I actually really did mind, but I was in like no position to bargain. I was just like, yeah, sure, whatever. And there was just a lot of like young strapping men watching this personal procedure. So I'm not entirely comfortable with it, but in this particular show, like there's one doctor who supervises the entire shift and everyone else is a resident. Now, I guess when you become a resident, I think in like your year 2, you officially become a doctor. So like they call you Dr. Whitaker or whatever. Actually, Whitaker's not a doctor. He's a first year. But I don't know. And I'm surprised like more people, because they treat like 1 million people every episode. More people aren't like, you're not a doctor.
No, it's like this weird social contract that we've signed that like the residents can get in there even though they're not as qualified as the doctors.
Yeah, and there is like a supervising doctor, but he's not supervising everything.
No, and he has a lot of trust in those residents.
Yes, I mean, that's kind of the core of the show, Dr. Robbie. Oh, and I did find out the thing that made me want to watch the show. It takes place in Pittsburgh. That's why it's called The Pit. And the doctor who's like the main character, the official doctor, Dr. Robbie, his name is actually Dr. Rabinovich. He's a Jew. And he's actually named for a doctor who passed away in the Squirrel Hill shooting, Dr. Jeremy Rabinovich. So I liked that. I saw like a meme. I think Tink shared it. And then I was like, I'll watch his show. Sure. And it's good. Oh my God, I'm loving it. It's extremely graphic, like very medically
Like
graphic.
blood, gore.
But they do too much.
They show you people's insides.
They showed a full birth.
Oh.
Yeah, the thing is that the baby looked so fake that I wasn't even freaked out by it. People were like, don't watch season 7. It was so fake. I'm like, I could watch this with my eyes completely open. I'm totally fine. Mm-hmm. But the show is really yucky. It's like not my favorite part.
Oh, okay. But you like it.
I like it, but I don't think you will like it because of the yuckiness.
Yeah, there's actually so many shows right now that everyone's talking about. Like, of course, Severance. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if I'll get to that. Then I heard there's one with John Hamm on Apple TV about like
Love Neighbors and Friends.
Love Thy Neighbors, Love Thy Nader.
Olivia Munn.
John Hamm is in Love Thy Nader.
Yes, Ralph Nader.
Brooks
and
Nader
Olivia
and
Munn.
her sisters.
Olivia. Oh, that's what it's called. Is she related to Ralph Nader?
Is she related to John Hamm?
John Hamm show Olivia Munn is in. That's why she was doing promo talking shit about the
But the premise
astronauts.
sounds really good. It's like about rich people. Your face.
Yeah, me and Ben watched the trailer in our request for a good show. I wasn't taken by it.
There's also now a show about the Ukrainian orphan who might have been the Ukrainian grown woman dwarf.
Yes, it's on Hulu. It's very
It's
enticing
also
every
like
time.
Good Neighbor, Good American Family.
Good American Family.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I would watch that. I don't know how I could sell it to Ben. I just have to be like, listen, you have to go in blind.
It will be
go.
better if you don't know anything. And I'm sure it is better because the twist
is, but I saw on TikTok, like they I don't want to spoil it, but I saw like a little bit of a spoiler.
I mean, it's spoiled because we've reported on this story every step of the way.
Yeah. No, but what they did in the show.
Just tell us.
Like they make it seem like they tell it from two different perspectives. So it's like, obviously this little girl's a grown woman. She's so scary and whatever. And then they tell it from the girl's perspective and it's like, she's the victim. And that's how they end it. So it's like, you don't know whose perspective to believe.
But that is how we are in real life.
Oh, please. She's a grown woman.
I don't know. And how is it, since when is it so hard to find out someone's age? Get a tooth.
No, I have no idea.
Get a tooth.
And another show everyone's talking about, and by everyone I mean me, is the new and final season of the hit Netflix show You was released over the weekend. And I do think people care. But the reason why I care, I told you this, right?
Okay, because I was like, didn't you tell us on Friday you don't watch You? And
No, I don't watch You.
And we already contended with that.
No, and normally I wouldn't talk about You twice in the span of 4 days, but like they're talking about me on
It's
You.
true. It's true.
Okay, thank you to the toaster who DM'd me. There's a episode in the new season where there's like an Instagram live. So they show the Instagram live on the screen. And you know, an Instagram live, like you see the person, you see how many viewers there are, you see comments coming in. And literally there's a comment from Girl with No Job.
It's a bunch of red flags, which is so you.
It's so me. Like, is this play about us? So who works for you? Like, show yourself. You're a toaster. Like, show yourself.
I wouldn't even be surprised if it's not a toaster per se. Like, Girl with No Job is just such a big part of just like social media, you know? And like,
you think so?
You're one of like,
oh my God.
the OGs.
The greats?
One of
You were going to say the greats?
OGs.
You were going to say the greats. Go back.
I was, but that doesn't make my point. Of course, you're great. Like, you're so fantastic. We love you.
I know what you mean.
You're
I know what you mean.
one
Like
of, the
Instagram.
OG staple accounts. Like,
Yeah,
and I
it's so
actually
true.
think that it's possible the person's like not even a toaster. They just, when they think of Instagram and like the accounts in the mix, they think of Girl with No Job.
Right. They just wanted to be historically accurate.
Right.
That was really crazy. Where's my check?
I don't think it works that way.
Why not? I have a trademark.
But like, okay, 5 cents. Here's 5 cents.
Great. It'll go towards my baby registry.
The Mark Schoenwetter Holocaust Education Foundation.
It will. Oh, wait. What did we place a bet on? $1,000?
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see.
We'll see. We actually have sports news today. The sports world is quaking. I don't know if you've
Lots
noticed.
going on. I have noticed. Did you also see Travis Kelsey playing golf with Justin Timberlake?
No. Did you see Travis Kelsey unfollowed Ryan Reynolds?
What?
That's what TMZ reported. And like from TMZ, I'm going to believe that, it wasn't that he never followed him or that Ryan Reynolds deactivated.
My God, wait. That's like really crazy, no?
That's what TMZ said, and I'm just going to take it at face value because there's always like, it was unsearchable or Ryan deactivated his account, but like, let's say TMZ got it right,
I'm just triple checking. Ryan Reynolds, no, but he's
I have
Van
to go
City.
see Travis and Justin playing golf.
Okay, so he doesn't follow him, but Jerry's out on whether he followed him before, although I'll trust TMZ. Wait, that's like really crazy. And yes, there was, I think, some sort of golf tournament. So it was Jason, Trav, and JT. I don't know who the fourth was. And they like made a lot of TikToks. And I saw a lot of videos of them, like people taking footage. It was very exciting, although I'm not obsessed with that friendship. I can't lie.
I know, but I could just see Travis like being such a big Justin Timberlake fan.
1,000%. I could also see Taylor being a big Justin Timberlake fan.
Yeah, because she's of that age. She was totally an NSYNC girl.
1,000%. And
Old
she
habits
just
die hard.
He like the things that I don't like about his personality, like I feel like she would like.
Yeah.
You know?
In the Venn diagram of
Right.
your dislikes and her likes.
We are dilly-dallying, and there is like a little bit of like, business to attend to. So should we?
Sure. Yeah, there's a lot to discuss today. So without further ado, here are the Fast 5 stories that you need to know.
And the Fast 5 stories that you need to know are brought to you by Blue Nile. Jewelry, there's something magical about it. The way it makes you feel, the memories it holds, and the stories that it tells. But when it comes to buying it, things don't always go so smoothly. Limited selections, long wait times, sky-high prices, and sometimes even less than friendly service can put a damper on what should be a really exciting experience. So if you want to make buying jewelry feel just as special as wearing it, look no further than BlueNile.com. So at Blue Nile, you'll find thousands of independently graded diamonds and fine jewelry pieces at prices well below your expectations. So peace of mind comes with every Blue Nile purchase thanks to some of the highest quality standards in the jewelry industry. You can add a touch of class with timeless pearl necklaces, stand out with a stunning 14-karat gold teardrop oval hoop. If you want to learn more about a particular piece, Blue Nile's jewelry experts are ready 24/7 via phone or chat. So from tech specs to budget recs, they're here to help you find a piece that you can feel good about for yourself or for someone else. And of course, we all have experienced buyer's paralysis. Blue Nile offers 30-day returns and a diamond price match guarantee, so you can really feel good knowing you're going into your purchase like Blue Nile is really reputable. You can talk to their associates, like you can feel really well versed, feel like you're making the right choice. But of course, they offer 30-day returns and diamond price match guarantees in case you feel like, it wasn't the right move for you. So I like that they take it so seriously. Like buying jewelry is no small thing. Experience the ease and convenience of shopping Blue Nile, the original online jeweler. Go to BlueNile.com today. That's BlueNile.com today. Today's episode is also brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online. So whether you're just starting out or you're managing a growing brand, Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website, engage with your audience, and sell anything from products to content to time, all in one place and all on your terms. So whatever your reason might be for starting a website, Squarespace is like the best place to go. Super user-friendly, whether you have a ton of experience or none at all, you'll really be able to get a pargy website up and running thanks to their design intelligence. Combining 2 decades of industry-leading design expertise with cutting-edge AI technology to unlock your strongest creative potential, Design Intelligence empowers anyone to build a beautiful, more personalized website tailored to their unique needs. And you can craft a bespoke digital identity to use across your entire online presence. So Squarespace Payments is also, I know a lot of people start websites like for e-commerce or to accept payments. Squarespace Payments is the easiest way to manage all your payments in one place. Onboarding is really fast and simple. You can get started with just a few clicks, and you'll give your customers more ways to pay with popular methods like Klarna, ACH Direct Debit, Apple Pay, Afterpay, and if you're in the UK, ClearPay. Tons of different ways to make your website super personal, super pargy, and really get it up and running quicker than you might think. So go to squarespace.com if you're looking for a free trial. And once you're ready to launch, you can go to squarespace.com/toast. That will save you 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. So that's squarespace.com for the free trial. And then when you're ready to launch, it's squarespace.com/toast. That'll get you 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. Today's episode is also brought to you by Built Rewards. This is a PSA if you're a renter. I would definitely start taking advantage of Built if I were you. So we earn points when we shop groceries, travel, practically everything else we buy. But we should also be earning points on rent, which is for most of us our biggest monthly expense. You know, I rave about how much I love renting. I just think it's the most wonderful lifestyle. But the whole concept of like lighting your money on fire does not feel good. And Built has changed the game by letting renters earn high value points on rent and around their neighborhood. So there's no cost to join Built. Once you become a member, you'll earn valuable points on rent and on your everyday spending. Built points can be transferred to your favorite hotels and airlines, even the ones you haven't heard of. There are over 500 airlines and 700,000 hotel and property partners around the world where you can redeem your Built points towards. Points can also be redeemed towards a future rent payment, unique experiences that only Built members can access. So if you're not earning points on rent, my question is, why not? Start earning points on rent today. It's rent you're already paying. It's free to join when you go to joinbuilt.com/toast. That's JOINBILT.com/toast. Not to be obnoxious, but I've kind of been a Built Rewards member, like, I want to say for like 3-4 years. It's one of the best things I ever did. And every time I like tell someone about it, they can't believe it. So make sure to use that link, joinbuilt.com/toast. They'll know that we sent you, and you can start earning points on your rent payments today. JOINBILT.com/toast.
Thank you, /Turt.
You're welcome.
Our first story, Stagecoach recaps. Stagecoach 2025 took the stage this weekend in Palm Springs, California. Lots of headliners, lots of special guests, lots of fun was had. So
yeah, I was like feeling really good about not going on Friday. Like I was talking to Margot, and I was like, obviously I want to see Luke because he's the headliner, but all the others, I'm like, Jelly Roll, like, I'll be okay.
I know you hate Jelly Roll.
I actually don't hate Jelly Roll. I actually at all.
Well,
have you listened to his new song with Shabuzi?
Of course. Amen.
It's so good. I don't hate Jelly Roll. I don't think he's the elk of a headliner for Stagecoach.
But I think he brought the elk.
Okay, so I had a complete change of heart. Like I was
brought it.
I was definitely a doubter, but all in all, I felt like the headliners and just the overall lineup was a little underwhelming. So I'm like, all right, this is a year that I can't go, and I'm kind of like slay, like works for me.
Who was the headliner the first night? Not Zach Bryan, right?
Oh yeah, Zach Bryan.
He was the last one.
Yep. Wow. So Zach Bryan, Jelly Roll, and Luke Combs. I don't listen to Zach Bryan. I like a lot of Jelly Roll's songs. I don't know a lot of them, and I thought he definitely like was not the elk of a headliner. And then Luke, I love and would die for, but I did see him in July. I see him all the time. Like I'll survive, you know.
So thought.
So I thought, and then I started watching Margot Oshry, our sister's stories. She is such a good concert goer. She gets such good footage, and I felt sick with each day that passed. Like. First of all, I did not realize that Mumford & Sons were performing at Stagecoach.
Surprise set.
I did not realize the Goo Goo Dolls were performing at Stagecoach. Like, kill me. And I just didn't realize, like, I don't remember when Stagecoach, the headliners, became like a festival within a festival. It used to be like every time I went, like maybe like I remember Shania Twain brought out Nick Jonas. We thought it was so weird. But guests weren't really like a requirement. Mm-hmm. And now I guess like you have to bring out 1 million people.
Well, not only that, but it's like so many of these people have collab songs with people who are already performing at Stagecoach.
There.
So they're there. So of course, Jelly Roll's going to bring out Shabuzi. Their song came out 2 days ago.
But also,
Luke is going to bring out Bailey Zimmerman, who's a man, because they have a new song coming out.
So when I saw Jelly Roll bringing out, Zach Bryan didn't really bring out a ton of guests. He brought out one girl to sing the Casey Musgraves part of that song. But when Jelly Roll brought out so many people, he brought out Alex Warren, he brought out Shabuzi, he brought out
Lana Del Rey,
Megan Machine Gun Kelly.
Yep, and
like every collab that he had.
Brandon Lake. Everyone's bringing out Brandon Lake these days.
Yes, Christian singer. Mm-hmm. So I was like, you know, that makes sense. And you know what? I felt like I was wrong about him not being a headliner because I think he did. Like I thought his show looked amazing. All these guests.
So
I'm like, you know what? Good for you. Like you have to acknowledge. Like I feel like he needed that support just in terms of him having like a smaller discography. But then Luke brought out 1 million people. Garth Brooks, Bailey Zimmerman, Good Charlotte.
Was Ben okay?
My husband was not okay.
Wait, the way that Luke sang the anthem, like he was born to sing it.
So good. Ben was like, they sang the anthem.
He was born to sing that song.
I just don't remember when like guests.
He didn't miss a note, Claudia.
When did guests become like a prerequisite? I'm not mad at all. I like it.
I don't know. And I also feel like for other people, like, you know, especially at Coachella, it's like, I'm not bringing a guest out. I could do it on my own.
This is my moment.
I don't need anyone. And like stage shows just feel so much more like a community. Like, and it's just like, we're having fun. Let's sing our songs. So many of, especially Jelly Roll, so many of his most popular songs are collabs. So of course, bring them out.
Yeah, no, I agree. I have no problem with it. And it's so less serious. Like country people aren't like egotistical. Like I'm sure some of them are, but like it's not as like,
hey, look at me and only me.
They just want to put on the best possible show for the fans who showed up. And sometimes that means calling up Bailey Zimmerman.
And I do think like Bailey's already there playing. Of course, they have a new song coming out soon. Sounds amazing. Like, duh. Same for Shabuzi. Also, did Shabuzi perform at Coachella?
I have no idea.
I believe that he did, which is like pretty cool. Not a lot of people could perform at both.
No, would you say that now it's like official that Shabuzi is not a one-hit wonder? When you have a song that big,
Claudia,
it's
I was
hard.
literally listening to Shabuzi's deluxe album, came out on Friday, bunch of collabs, Pargelish, and I was like thinking, and Bar Song came on, and I was like, I wonder why nobody's asked me yet if I think Shabuzi's so, like I've been like waiting for, like scared of this question. Too soon to tell.
So I actually think I think you're not a fair person to ask because you sit down and listen to Shabuzi's deluxe album. I think I'm a fair person. Like I actually really like Shabuzi, but I don't actively seek out his music. And now I know 3 songs of his. Good News, which is so good. Amen. And then the Bar Song. So I would say he's not a one-hit wonder.
Treat yourself to the whole album.
Okay.
He's so good. I'm so proud of him.
It looked really fun. I wanted to be a hater because I'm jealous and disgusting like that. But it looked amazing, and I'm happy for everyone who went. I hope you had the most amazing time.
And I will see you awesome shooters and listen to awesome music and soak up each other's awesomeness.
And I will see you next year, okay?
You will?
Yeah.
Even though Luke wouldn't be headlining.
That's okay.
Okay.
Like, not to be obnoxious, but like I'm kind of a friend of Luke. I've seen Luke like, I actually couldn't even count how many times.
Maybe he would do your private Hamptons birthday concert.
Yeah, for like $10 million. Maybe I get a friends and family discount, but it would still be pricey.
Yeah, it would be.
But having said that, like I've seen Luke perform probably like 10 or 15 times. So if I went to Stagecoach, I'd be okay.
Yeah. Also, some other news from Stagecoach. Lana Del Rey did a set and she admitted to kissing Morgan Wallen in her new song.
We talked about.
This was news to me.
Okay, wait. No, it wasn't news to me. I think I shared on the toast.
What?
I forget. I got like such a juicy piece of gossip a little while ago, and I said, I forget who it was, but it was someone really reputable told me that Lana Del Rey and Morgan Wallen were dating, and I said it on the show, and like it never came to life.
Well, this is what she said in her new song, 57.5. She said, and it's part of the lyrics, I kissed Morgan Wallen. I guess kissing me kind of went to his head. If you want my secret to success, I suggest you don't go ATVing with him when you're out west.
Okay, I won't.
Like, okay.
If I ever find myself in a position, I won't do it.
I ship, except for Crocodile Dundee. Like, she seems
right.
really
No, now
happy.
she's married. She's married. And is Lana Del Rey country?
So she clearly wants to be now. And I do think she's genre bending. Like, if she puts on a pair of cowboy boots, all of a sudden she's country.
But I do feel like her presence there changed a little bit, like the elk of who went. Like I saw a lot of people who went for her who like aren't into country. I feel like it uncountrified the festival a little bit.
The festival has become a little uncountrified,
which I hate.
Yeah, like Lizzo came out during like
Backstreet Boys,
Diplo. But Backstreet Boys like are always trying to get into country, and at least like they're consistent about that.
And at least they respect the genre.
Paris Hilton DJ'd, I think with Diplo. There was like they always have like a.
That doesn't
bother me at all. Like, country can be remixed.
No, and Diplo, like when he started his foray into country, like
it was awesome.
Was really well researched.
He did so much for the genre.
He did. I have no problem with like the DJ element.
But Lizzo came out and she sang, I think, DNA test.
DNA test, yes.
So like that's not super country.
No, not at all.
But I think she'll really try anything at this point.
I know, and it's kind of not working. She performed on SNL. I know, and again, I don't seek out Lizzo music, but I find it a testament to if a song or a artist is successful if I'm familiar with like the hook, from TikTok or from walking through the grocery store, and I don't even know what the song is called. I don't know what it sounds like.
A new song, I know you're saying.
Yeah, she performed on SNL.
Got it.
Like I didn't see a lick of it. It's not working.
Well, she's doing a lot to sort of make us move on, but I still think that shit is bananas, you know?
Me too. If you're not watching on YouTube, you guys, you are really missing out.
It's just so unfortunate, you know? Like, some people go through scandal, but it's not like something that just gets like seared into your brain.
I know. It's just human nature. Like, there's no rhyme or reason for why someone's scandal sticks and someone's doesn't, right?
Yeah, like, I'm already like forgetting, like, what did JVN do? Like, I kind of forget. He was just
like
he
was just like bitchy as hell.
Okay,
yeah.
But so was
Slay.
Lizzo, but like JVN didn't have a banana involved.
Right. It's kind of all in the details.
Are you ready for our next story, which is only number 2? That was your Stagecoach recap. Hope you guys had fun. Sachi.
Oh, I feel sick.
Next story, Dorit Kemsley filed for a divorce from PK Kemsley after his steamy makeout with an Amazing Race star. So he was seen making out with a woman who like, sort of looked
TMZ was somehow able to identify, like someone who was on a TV show once 5 years ago.
I know, but like at least it's better than like, you know, someone who is an accountant. Like she's a little, if one person at the TMZ office watches Amazing Race, there you go.
Yeah, well, I meant more like I'm suspicious. Like the way everybody had a referendum on how Mauricio's Mykonos paparazzi picture made it to the internet, I feel that way about PK Kemsley, who does not get followed by paparazzi. And if he did, it wouldn't be at this particular random time. It would have been like right after the separation. Who they happen to know this woman, like her name. Like it's all too convenient. It's a dark alley. Like, I don't know.
It was outside of Cipriani and Beverly Hills. So that's also not where you go to do things in the private.
Yeah, but it's not like the Sushi Park, you know? Like it's not like a classic spot. Craig's, right.
Yeah. Anyways, photos of him emerged kissing a blonde woman from Amazing Race. She's also a model. Her name is Shauna Wall. She does also happen to look like Dorit. And now Dorit has filed for divorce from her husband of 10 years. Did they make it to the 10 years? How does that work with that thing in California?
Well, it does kind of align with what Dorit was saying at the reunion, which is that like she would like to make it work. She doesn't think he will. And this sort of aligns with that narrative, right? Like he's moved on. It's over.
Well, I guess they had this sort of separation that was like, we're not seeing other people. Right, because now he's clearly crossed the line. Like when Mauricio was spotted with the girlie in Mykonos, Kyle didn't file.
No, by the way, it's
just rules.
Kyle had a full-blown relationship in the public eye for a year. Like, it's different.
Yeah. But, like, this was obviously a shock to Dorit. And I guess it does make sense that they weren't seeing other people. And I do think when you're having a separation and you're seeing other people, it's just like a
road to divorce. I think that's like Jackson Brittany, right? Mm-hmm. They had, like, very specific rules. They could see other people. I don't know what the more popular way to do things is, but I think the concept of getting separated... Well, I guess everybody separates for different reasons, right? If you're separating because you legally have to before you get divorced, like sure, go see other people. Like we've already made our decision.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, like Tom and Lynette in Desperate Housewives, spoiler alert, when they get separated, it was
with the intention to get back together.
Right. It was like to reset, to like, and he goes and has this full blown relationship. Like it's so fucked up. You're right. Like you really need to be clear on the rules of separation.
Yeah. So I think they were clear, which is that they're not seeing other people. And now he's spotted not only just
it's over.
It's not like he was really caught like in the club and someone with a phone. Like he's making out with this woman in front of a restaurant, a fancy, popular restaurant. It's not a first date. And I think that was it for Dorit. So she has officially filed for divorce. She's requesting spousal support and that PK pay her legal fees, which is, but that's also standard.
Yeah, they worry me because obviously divorce is sad.
Is there enough money to sustain two households?
To split, yeah. And I think that even for a really, financially healthy people, divorce can be so damaging financially. And, there has been a lot said about these two's finances for quite some time now. I'm not going to, make any grand statements, but we all know. And I do worry about the legal fees, the splitting of the assets, the, what do you hire a...
forensic accountant?
Correct. Like, I have a pit about this for all of them. Yeah. Like, she wants her legal fees paid. Good luck. Get in line. Okay.
Yeah. It's definitely worrying, but I just want a happy Dorit.
Yeah, of course.
And I do love, road,
I know, but the concept that we'd see like a single Dorit, her and Erica hitting the town, not upset.
Yeah.
Although that's ways away.
Yeah. So we're with you, Dorit.
Yeah, and I have questions, and I hope that the referendum they had this season on Mauricio's the logistics behind his paparazzi picture, I would like the same attention be paid to this because PK is not Mauricio.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. Nobody follows around PK.
This is actually less confusing than like a remote airport across the world.
Because the way I perceived the Mauricio pictures was that they were like taken by a random person. Mauricio's like really famous, you know?
Yeah, and sold to TMZ.
Yes.
Yes.
Whereas I don't think...
Maybe Shauna Wall called the paparazzi because she was like, choose
Right.
me. Pick
Love
me. Love me.
Right. She made the decision for him.
Yeah.
I like that. That's definitely a possibility.
Are you ready for our next story? A little more reality TV news.
Yeah.
Because Imrul from Summer House is
I
addressing
know.
his absence in the Summer House cast photo following the reunion as the guys got together and hung out with Andy Cohen. So after reunion, one of the boys posted a photo of West, Andy, Kyle Cook, Carl, and Jesse Solomon having some beers after the taping, and it led some fans to wonder why Imrul wasn't there. I never saw this photo, but if I had, I wouldn't have even realized Imrul wasn't there. Why would Imrul be there? He wasn't on the show.
When I saw the photo, I had two major thoughts. One, I did think, where is Imrul? Like, it's all the guys.
You really did?
Yeah, of course. Like, even though he's new and irrelevant, like, did they leave him out? Like, that's just rude.
But
like,
there's no way he's sitting for the whole reunion, do you think?
Well, so I would have thought he's a full-time cast member.
He's like not.
No, I know,
didn't
but he
deliver.
is. And so the wind-up is that he didn't sit for the whole reunion. He left hours before, so it makes sense that they were all just like grabbing beers. He wasn't going to be there because he left hours before. But my kind of bigger thought when I saw this photo was like, yes, where's Imrul? But also like, this is crazy.
Of Andy.
Andy has made it like a real sticking point to always maintain a level of professionalism and like no friendships. That's why like the Carol Radswell thing was really complicated because he was friends with Carol before she became a castmate. But he has to treat all the women equally, and he's always made it a thing. He talks about it a lot in his book, like this sort of professional line that he tries to toe, mostly with the housewives. And it's always been like, you know, a little gray area with the guys. He definitely like loves like the young Southern Charm guys. And this is, when I saw this picture, I was like, this would never happen at any other, like with the Housewives reunion. Oh, let's all the Roni go out. Never.
Nor would it happen with like, I don't know, the females from Summer House.
Correct.
Ever. Does he even know their names?
No. I thought it was so crazy. Like,
it is very odd.
Especially because I've read Andy's books and I know that like that's something he took or takes really seriously, and it's a way that it works, you know? You can't be friends with everyone, especially that lawsuit with Liam McSweeney.
Yeah. Imrul said he left early a few hours before they wrapped, so that's part of it. And then I don't know who responded to him, some like
I think it was like a fan.
Yeah. Said part of it, so not all of it. Or he said, I mean, I don't know. I'm going to chalk it up to that and move on. It's all good. He said, I'm so glad I did it, and I got some publicity and a platform from my English school. That was always my big goal in all of this.
Yeah, so it's giving not coming back.
It's giving
not
not
that we
coming
thought
back.
he was.
He apparently he founded an English school in Bangladesh, and so he came on the show to like get some press for it, which I think that he's achieved. But like, I don't know if coming on the show and like sleeping with everyone in the Hamptons is a great way to promote your English school.
Agreed. Did they talk about the English school just in this last recent episode? Yeah.
I didn't hear it. Did you?
Yeah. Very briefly.
Well, maybe he's also like doing press for Summer House and gets to talk about his English school.
Yeah,
I think that's what he meant too.
He got it on the show. He got it on the show.
The English school on the show.
Agreed that the method to promote the English speaking school of being like a brothel is not one I would have taken, but I guess we are talking about him. I never thought he was going to come back after this.
We talk about everyone on this show.
But you know what? He's like one of the classic examples of like this particular show's real inability to cast men. And that's why Jesse and Wes were such great additions. You know, it really makes you realize, think about I can't even tell you their names. Like over the last, they have added one freaky guy.
They're always
Alex?
just like, they wake up early, they go for a run. All they care about is their protein shakes and working out, and they contribute nothing to the group dynamic. That's like Emerald, but about sex.
Right. But there was that guy, Alex.
There's
like they have these freaky guys. So you know what? he really puts into perspective how fab Jesse and Wes have been as additions to the show. Because there was like 6 years in a row where they could not cast one decent guy. Mm-hmm. And then they did. They had Andrea, and then he like didn't even want to be on the show anymore because he was like too handsome and in love with that girl.
Yeah, and he's married now.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Imrul, it was really nice getting to know you. I do want to say I did recently speak with someone whom Imrul was their broker for their apartment. He's like a rental broker in the city.
I.
Yes, it's
Same
someone
person,
we both know.
or does he have a lot of clients?
I'm sure he has a lot of clients, but I'm going to bet that it was the same person.
And?
She said it was a fabulous experience.
Okay,
Very professional.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
I don't know if it worked out with the particular
even
apartment.
know that he's a broker.
I did not know that.
Is that he has sex.
Right. And so she sent me the picture. She like snuck a photo. And I'm like, I didn't know he was a broker. So I'm like, where did you run into him? Whereas if they had done a little, if they had shared.
They never gave
us
a package on him, his life in the city,
Yeah.
like his apartment,
right,
his job.
Right.
Just sex.
One of the stranger things to have like happened on Summer House. It's so mysterious.
It's actually so funny.
But to be honest, like when he got called out for being like a whore and like abusing the house and not connecting with everyone, and he said that he refuses to live, you know, in darkness and in fear, he's going to live out loud because he was undocumented. Like that was actually one of the best responses anyone could have given. Like, what are you going to say to that? It's like, no, you're right. Like, live your truth. Like, you were undocumented and now you're not. Like, it was such it was such a creative answer. I almost have to respect him and give him another season.
He said it in his confessional. I wish that he said it to someone's face because they like. I would have loved
because I would have loved to see their reaction.
I would have loved to see how they responded. Like, would anyone have been like, stop? Still,
no,
would anyone have been like, still stop?
No, you would have said, you know what?
It's like one of those things.
It's what me too. It's one of those things that you say. It's like a conversation ender. Like, what can you say to that? Like, nothing. Okay, so go.
Yeah, it's
sow
like
your wild oats.
The price of eggs, you know.
It's a conversation ender, like the price of eggs. Yes,
the price of eggs. We thank you.
Speaking of the price of eggs,
we gotta make some money.
Because, you know, omelet season is here. And today's episode is brought to you by Legacy Box. So Mother's Day is fast approaching. Legacy Box is a great gift for the whole family. You'll be able to relive family moments like wedding days, first steps, embarrassing haircuts you had in the 90s. So reconnect with your family's history, hear your grandmother's voice again for the first time with Legacy Box, which is the most fabulous process of getting your old VHS tapes, old like physical photos, if you like grew up in the, you know, camcorder era. Getting all that digitized. So they do VHS tapes, camcorder tapes, pictures. Their team is professionally digitizing everything by hand. It's all done in the United States. The process is so easy. You get it all back on the cloud or a thumb drive along with the originals. So you get the originals too. They digitize over 15 different types of analog media. So whether it's VHS, Super 8mm film reels, photo negatives, they've got you covered. Let me tell you, it was the best thing we did. We grew up in the VHS era with this huge box of tapes. Like we had no idea how to even remotely start converting them. Filled up the Legacy Box. They did everything. They send you like emails along the way. So, because these are like precious things you're sending. So you get a little worried. They tell you like every step of the process being like, hey, just arrived. Hey, we're sending it back. You get like a really good, like they hold your hand through the whole process. And then when it comes back, it's like such a fun day. You like invite everyone over. It is a really good gift, especially for Mother's Day. So join the over 1.5 million families that have trusted Legacy Box with their memories. Go to legacybox.com/toast to save to 60% on their Mother's Day sale. It's their best sale ever. Legacybox.com/toast. It'll save you 60% during their best Mother's Day sale ever. Today's episode is also brought to you by Rocket Money. Kind of the leading sponsor of my life these days. So when it comes to spending, sometimes it's out of sight, out of mind, right? Daily coffees, it's really not your business. How many subscriptions you have, not your business. But they do add up fast without even noticing. And Rocket Money helps you spot those patterns and what you can do about it. Keep more money in your pocket. So Rocket Money is a personal finance app. They help you find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills so you can grow your savings. So it's great to have like a personal financing app. But I think where Rocket Money really separates themselves is their subscription. So I did this like a couple of months ago. I was horrified, like seriously horrified. Between like Apple Pay and then you have like Amazon here, Apple TV, you don't even realize I was paying for multiple streaming services. Like I had multiple accounts at the same streaming service. I had old subscriptions to like a dog camera that I had for Theo. Like so many things. A VPN that I literally used one time to watch Harry and Meghan on Oprah when I was in the British Virgin Islands. Like really pissed me off. It was making me so mad. And just do it. Like seriously, Rocket Money is something you'll like put off, and then when you do it, you're like, oh my God, I am so elevated. Their dashboard gives you a clear view of your expenses across your account. They'll try to help negotiate lower bills for you. They've saved over 5 million users and over $500 million in canceled subscriptions. They can save up to $740 a year for members when they use all the app's premium features. So cancel your unwanted subscriptions, reach your financial goals with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/toast today. That's rocketmoney.com/toast today. rocketmoney.com/toast.
Thank you, Turt, today.
You're welcome.
The latter half of the show is actually a bit of sports news.
Okay, let's
First
put on our
up,
sports caps, our helmets.
Big draft news. The big story out of the draft over the last few days has been Sheduer Sanders. Deion Sanders' son. I've been like paying attention from afar, and then it became very clear to me like that it's a draft day situation starring Kevin Costner, and it has come full circle because he was now drafted in the 5th round by the Browns.
So when I was out to lunch yesterday, literally the table next to me was talking about this. Everyone's talking about it. Can you give like
a little
overall,
bit of background? So,
because I know a little bit about it.
Sheduer Sanders, he's a college quarterback. He played at Colorado. He's the son of Deion Sanders, who's
He's a
NFL
Nepo baby.
Hall of Famer, cornerback. Which is, what is a cornerback? I'm not sure, but he's like a major NFL player. He's actually also like being the agent for his son, very involved in this process for his son Sheduer. And Sheduer was like set to go really early. He has a strong arm, good quarterback, and he wasn't picked in the 1st round, and he wasn't picked in the 2nd round. And
he was like a very highly anticipated player.
It was. And a lot of people are picking quarterbacks, and where he thought he was going to go, like they didn't pick him. And then it started to like raise these questions like, why is nobody picking him?
What's wrong with him?
Right. So I saw some people have like now spoken anonymously about his interviews with the teams, that he was like, his behavior was just like very unprofessional. He was wearing headphones with playing music the whole time. He like brought an entourage, just like, like he had some like bad interviews. And like, that's literally the premise of draft day. Like the person that you think is the number 1 player, but like their off-field behavior kind of stinks for one reason or another. Also, I think because his dad was his agent, I read a couple different theories as to why he wasn't chosen. Some people said he's actually not that good of a quarterback, like his arm, his aim isn't
I don't
that
think
great.
it's that.
But someone said because he doesn't have a traditional agent who like might have told him like, hey, do this to get picked. Like, that, you know, his dad's probably just like totally hyping him up. And I think like this process has been very humbling for him.
Yeah.
But he finally got picked in the 5th round to the Browns, but they already drafted a quarterback in this draft. Then they have like other quarterbacks on the bench, and they have Joe Flacco too.
So he's a bench warmer. Sanders.
Unless he can prove himself, because I think after Joe, they're going to need their next great quarterback. It could be him.
Well, the thing is, this is different, but it reminds me a lot of Josh Allen, who was like number one, and then he had a tweet with an old song lyric and a bad word in it. And he ended up getting chosen way later and got a lesser whatever. But it worked out quite swimmingly. Like the cream rises. So
I also feel like sometimes getting picked like really early in the draft is a bad omen. Like Tom Brady was
so
like
much pressure.
The 40th round pick. He wasn't the first.
It's so much pressure.
No, and it's like it never won. Like how many people have won the Heisman? I've never heard their name.
Yeah, that's true. College, O.J. Simpson won the Heisman, but I've heard his name.
And Johnny Manziel, they say some people are saying that Sheduer is the next Johnny Manziel. Like all this talent, too much off the field
Ego.
drama, gonna squander it.
Yeah, but some lessons do need to be learned the hard way. So while it sucks, he maybe didn't get the pick that he wanted. Hopefully, if this is what actually happened, right, that he was just kind of being diva-ish, and you're supposed to be really humble, when you're a rookie.
It's an interview. You want to they're doing you a favor.
It's a good lesson to learn if you can receive it. and sort of turn the beat around. I feel like Travis had a situation like this, right? When he was playing college football, he almost got kicked off the team. Jason really had to step up for him because he was being like, when you're a college football player, you're like a big man on campus and the whole world is your school, right? So you're the most popular guy. You can get whatever you want. And then you have to transition to the NFL where you're literally a nobody. Nobody cares that you were popular in college. Like, who was it?
They all were.
They all were. You have to really humble yourself, and it's a much bigger stage. And I think some people struggle with that. And I think Travis had a little bit of like drama too.
Yeah, he had drama in college. You know who had draft drama, who was like incredibly humble during his draft, and that was like one of his first Roman empires of his career?
Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers. He was supposed to go way earlier than he did, but like now, I don't know when he went, but he is a Super Bowl winning quarterback, and he didn't go in the first round.
It literally doesn't matter. I mean, Brock Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant.
Sorry, it matters for your paycheck in a big way.
Yes. But, if you prove yourself, you become valuable. Most people get their big contracts.
Manti Te'o. That is like the tragedy of our time.
And I think the NFL could actually be doing more to make up for what happened to Manti Te'o.
For the money loss. I think everyone should be doing more.
We did. We booked a cameo for Manti Te'o.
We did, but like we also weren't the ones responsible for like his.
We weren't a part of his cancellation.
And his fall from grace, and like I would have picked him in the first round if
1,000%. Even though I think that the players don't put a lot of pressure. Obviously, it's like cool to be like the number one, whatever. But look at Brock Purdy, the dead last Mr. Irrelevant is now. He went to the Super Bowl. He is a quarterback for a huge franchise. It doesn't mean anything, but obviously in the moment, like you want to go first.
Yes, no, but it also like means a lot for your money. And when you've been like waiting for this, not that, the Sanders family doesn't have a lot of money.
Wants for much.
But in general, like every round less and less, it's like just like less and less money when this is like your big chance.
So this is like a trend in sports with like fathers being really involved in their sons, fathers who are also players. Like it's happening with LeBron.
Bronny.
Yeah. Also, LeVar Ball, like the Ball family. It was like Ben tried to explain it to me once. Like the dad, like the son's really talented. Like, but you can only be so talented. Nobody wants to deal with like your family antics, even if your dad is LeBron.
Yeah, it's true.
Like,
it's
get
like,
an
is
agent.
It a pro or a con to have Dion on the sidelines? In a lot of ways, it's a pro. He has so much experience. He's like can help out with coaching. But
they don't want that, Jackie. They have like a 300-person coaching staff.
It's true.
Like, get your dad the fuck out of here. I don't care who your dad is.
It's true. You would think it would be like something
no,
sweet.
If he was playing in a high school, yeah, great. Your dad was in the NFL. Come coach up with us. Like, this is the NFL. Like, they seriously have 1,000 people on staff. They don't need your dad.
It's true. And then did you see the prank call? This was really bad. Those kids.
No.
Oh my God. So a bunch of kids from Ole Miss, and I don't know why they filmed themselves doing this. They made a prank call to Sheduer Sanders. And we have footage of both sides because I guess Sheduer's camp has been filming him through the whole draft process.
Having the conversations.
And the kids say, hey, this is the head coach at, what was the school? The team. I don't know.
Some team.
And they said, and we're picking you in the next round. They had the next pickup. And they're like, we're picking you in the next round. He was like so excited. This was after it had been a long time he hadn't gotten picked. Yeah. And then they said like, oh, you're just gonna have to wait a little while. And he was like, oh, that's okay. And he thought that was weird. And then they 1 minute later, the pick comes and it's not him.
And it's someone else.
And it was a prank call from like these students. And it turns out like the son of the coach of the Falcons, that's how they got his number. Like one of the coach's like sons had Sheduer's number and the kid took it and him and his friends prank called him. It's like really mean.
That's so mean. I want to say I'm surprised it doesn't happen more because now that I think about it, like there should be like a designated landline, like that only like one number can call it. What's stopping anyone from like your friends from prank calling you, Like you're picking up on your personal cell phone when you get drafted? Yeah. Or is it like your agents?
Well, no, your personal cell phone. They call you and they're like,
right.
It's you. Like draft day.
And so how do you stop like other people from calling you? Like,
I guess most of the time, like, you could see the phone number. They called from a private line. And Sheduer had said, like, nobody has this phone number. I think it was a new number. But, like, if you are a coach, you have his number.
I'm really sad. Like, the prank call is not cool.
The kid put out, like, an apology. But, like...
He's an asshole.
And, like, not only did they do that, they, like, filmed it and they posted themselves doing it.
He's an asshole. And not only that, if I was his father, I'd give him such a smack across the face. Like, to make the dad look bad, put the dad's professional, like, job at stake. What a little shit.
Yeah.
Ugh.
The Falcons defensive coordinator.
How humiliating.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, your idiot son.
Idiots.
Oh, I feel sad.
So that's the latest drama. And once again, if you haven't watched Draft Day, you're missing out on critical understanding of how these things work.
It's that time of year, you know? You can step outside, you say, oh, it's time to watch Draft Day.
I think it's time to watch Draft Day.
Winds in the east. Chill coming in. Time
They
to
need
watch
to
Draft
make a
Day.
sequel. Like, I don't know how many times.
They don't actually.
They do.
Like, everything you needed to know about Draft Day, you already learned. Like, there's nothing left for you to learn.
It's so, but it comes up all the time.
In your life, yes.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
They nailed the Draft Day process.
Yeah.
Are you ready for our fifth and final story? Some more sports news.
Sure.
Bill Belichick's girlfriend, Jordon Hudson, is going viral for awkwardly interrupting his CBS interview to shut down relationship questions. So, Bill Belichick, you know, famed coach of the Patriots.
It's insane when somebody, this happens a lot. Like, actually, it doesn't happen a lot. When somebody's so prestigious, somebody so, like, you know, glorified becomes like a joke, you know?
So he's been becoming a joke because he's dating a 24-year-old. He's, you know, 100.
In his 70s.
Yeah, like there's all this like pictures of them and like videos, and it's
They
just
do yoga.
It's confusing situation, but like a lot of older men date younger girls, and so like we've never even spoken about them because like whatever Bill Belichick wants to do, like whatever.
No, this one is getting a lot of attention, but it's also probably one of the largest age gaps. It's 50 years.
Yeah, it's very surprising.
Shocking.
And now he gave an interview to CBS Sunday Morning, and they were asked about how they met. And
he looked, by the way, he looked disgusting. Did you
there's
think it was
a
weird?
hole
He had
in his shirt. Yeah. That to me is the headline. Like,
yeah, and it wasn't like a shirt with holes. It was a shirt with one hole.
Up until this interview, like I just thought like Bill Belichick's like getting his dick wet, and like what you would do it too if you could.
Yeah.
Then I saw the hole in the shirt, and now I'm worried.
Yes, the feelings and the thoughts that I might have had on these two is completely different now. One, due to the hole, obviously, but two,
Due to the whole like that's the biggest thing.
No, it's not, because my biggest takeaway was like, you know, you see someone who's 50 years older, who is wealthy and famous, and you realize like it's gross, but it's also a fucked up relationship, the power imbalance of it all. Meanwhile, we got a glimpse into their relationship. She's running things. He's never looked worse. She is so scary. She's not being groomed by anyone. She's grooming him.
No,
like,
she's taking advantage of him.
Yes, she has. It's elder abuse. She has balls of steel. The way she just chimed in, like, who the fuck does she think she is sitting in on the CBS interview, period, let alone being like, not saying that.
We're not talking about this. And she comes
didn't
up
mince
into
words.
the interview. She's sitting there on the side like his PR.
Yep, we all might have at one point been worried about this young girl. After what I've seen, I am worried about this old man. Yep, it's giving elder abuse.
1,000%.
She's like a Ford, built tough. Everything I was seeing of her, I was like, oh my, who the fuck is this girl? I just thought she was like a quiet 27-year-old. And, you know, it makes you sad when you see them like, you know, with an old man. She obviously is like getting taken for a ride, whatever. I'm like, oh no, this is not at all what I thought it was.
No, and I surmised that he wrote a book, and that's the reason for this press.
Oh, okay.
Because
why would you invite the thing? There's something really weird going on.
They reference the acknowledgement section of his book where he said like my muse and my advisor, Jordon.
Advisor?
Like I need to get the direct quote. But
there's going to be a documentary about what these two are doing.
Well, at the very least, it's an episode of American Greed.
Yeah.
It's a classic case.
It's a classic case of like Jen Shah, right?
Why can't we even know how they met?
Yeah. This whole thing like is so, the clip is chilling.
Yeah, and the shirt.
It was like a big hole too.
And in the most prominent space that a hole could be.
Front
not even like
and
under
center.
the armpit.
No, right below the collar.
And so when you care about someone and they're doing a TV show, you don't let them out of the house like that.
No, I fear it's kind of like a Brittany Murphy situation, right? Where like it's alleged that her husband at the time was like really controlling, and she ended up like malnourished, and her career went in the, like, that's he looked terrible.
Yeah.
He looked sick. And I know he's in his 70s, but like, when he was on the field, he was on, coaching football games, running around outside a couple of years ago. Like, he's really deteriorated.
Yeah. I hope that he has like friends who can check in on him, but she probably wouldn't let.
No, she's definitely a scary woman. I'm afraid of her.
Officially.
Whereas this whole time I was like, oh, she's like the victim here.
Oh, she didn't know that she's with a 70-year-old.
Right. No, and she's just like a dumb girl who's getting, carried away. This is something she'll regret one day. No.
He'll regret it.
She is in the will, 1,000%, and slowly poisoning him in his food.
Yeah.
He will be dead within the year.
Yeah. She could have at least put a nice shirt on him so that we would have less concern.
No, now we're suspicious.
She's very calculated, and that was a miscalculation.
Agreed. And she's also new to this whole scene, so she doesn't realize, like, we can hear you, and CBS is going to keep that in. She thought it was going to be like 100% cut.
Yeah.
Not today, girlie.
No. Pray for
Hilarious. Bill. Oh my God, seriously, pray for Bill.
Yeah.
That's our show.
Tis.
Anything else you want to chat about?
No. I made a pargy loaf this morning of bread.
So did I.
It's been a while since I've made one so pargy, and I'm really looking forward to getting into it.
Slapping on some butter.
A little. Oh, yeah, and my new butter bell.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm excited for
I've
you.
got big things happening.
Guys, that's our show. Thank you so much for listening to The Toast, the Millennial Morning Show, where we deliver the fast 5 stories you need to know every Monday through Friday on YouTube. So if you're watching us on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. We're also available as a podcast anywhere podcasts can be found. So it's Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Public Radio, iHeartRadio, CastBox, all the places where we listen to podcasts. Find us a Toast, leave a 5-star review about how beautiful, about how stunning, and about how wickedly talented we are. Yeah?
Yeah, love y'all. Bye.